Hello everyone, this is Nitpicking Nerd, and I'm sitting down to watch the third episode of Star Trek Lower Decks, and I will record my live reaction, my live commentary on it, and right after that I will review the episode. And so if you don't want to listen to the commentary, if you've seen the episode and you don't want to watch it again with my commentary, simply skip to the time that I will put in the description below. So I will now start it. Okay. Okay, here is the logo of CBS with the eye thing. They have a fetish for eye torture. And some purple hair is playing. No one likes classical music anymore. His mom is Lila from Futurama. Oh no. They insult nerds right away. Once again, she humiliates him. Oh my god. This is the worst part of the show, and I was hoping they wouldn't focus too much on this. Why isn't a Klingon happy to hear such music? He's going to kill some technician on his side, and the captain is fine with that. Wow, she's obnoxious. But Jordan Worf breaks his musical instrument just like TNG Worf broke Geordi's little violin, so I guess it was inspired by that. By the way, on my other channel I made the TNG version of this intro with the Enterprise D, and I think it came out pretty funny. I picked out all the similar stuff. I couldn't find any place with the Romulan fleet attacking the Borg, so without that part, but otherwise almost everything I found something similar in TNG. Even this creature looks kind of similar to the Tin Man creature. Mike McMahon. I love how the warp effect looks like the TNG warp effect. I hope we see Garrick. Racism against Cardassians. The spoonheads. So they're ruining Starfleet again. Starfleet are now racists. And this captain looks totally crazy. Is she possessed by that energy stuff? Oh, she's obnoxious also. Slackers. You're a slacker. McFly. At least the phaser looks like the TNG phaser. Force Fields never did that. Drinking on duty. This reminds me of a Jordan Scotty scene from TNG. When Scotty thought that Geordi is exaggerating the time it takes. But actually he wasn't, he was being super honest. Hmm. But you're not exploring anything. How does she know they're all on duty? Aren't there shifts? Why did she assume everyone should be on duty? Bury and sweep. Good reference. He accidentally told her the truth. But shouldn't all senior officers know about it? Didn't they all start as junior officers? Captain is nuts. So everyone are drunks, just like in Picard. The crew is going nuts because they're now on a tight schedule. Only Ensign Purple Hair is happy about the situation. He kind of reminds me of Riker and kind of like Zep Brennan gone from Futurama. It reminds me of Rowlaren and Riker being always hostile toward each other. I love how the shuttle looks like the TNG shuttles. Yeah, that's Zep. He might be my favorite character for now. He's got wood. Mary Sue kicks everyone's ass. They signed them into the Federation, and yet they're savages. Uh, he got hit in the balls. Oh no, she's obnoxious. It's not funny. And too many references, too many member berries without any reason. Barrels falling is funny, that's happening in TNG all the time. Deck 26 reminds me of the mistake in Star Trek First Contact. When they said there are 24 and then 26 decks. Okay, Captain is crazy. Another stupid reference. And they are savages and yet they have advanced technology. Makes no sense. If her head can come out of the bars, why can't she just escape? She's gonna teach the first officer how to do his job. Yeah, she doesn't. She thinks those other officers are not her team. What the hell? Hulk. It's not funny. And this was kind of funny with the fizzle. I guess he's blind on his other eye also. Hmm. I want to save you. I want to save all of you. She really is like Michael Burnham in every way. My god. It's just funny how he can easily break out of that prison. Hulk. This is a parody of a Thor 3 movie. Double fist punch. This is funny because it's a parody of Kirk from the original series. He always punched like that. I also want to see a drop kick. Double fist punch. Okay, this is exactly like Ensign Rowe and Riker, who hated each other but were also attracted to each other. So is the moral of this episode is that people should slack at their job and have buffer time. That's the morality tale of this episode. Oh my god. Okay, this was slightly funny. He thought he's stupid like Hodor, and then turns out Hulk is actually smart. He only pretends to be stupid. So feathers are used for cleaning. Okay. So they're still trying to be their friends after everything that happened. Really? I like how they mentioned that they can remove the scars if they want to. The doctor is cursing as always. So they're going to hook up these two. Why is there a bandage? Can't they heal it right away? That's exactly like Riker telling Ro to remove her earring. She loves the brick just like Michael Burnham. Okay, you're adding maybe too much freedom to the crew. Now it's the opposite problem. Far future. A Borg kid. It should have been Ensign Kim, who is still an ensign in the far future. That would have been funny. Now we see the next episode. Okay, I'm not watching this. Okay, I'm stopping it. I kind of hated this episode. I didn't laugh once. There were a few moments which I did find a little bit funny, like when that guy, Commander Zep Brenningon, punched his way out of jail like it's nothing, and the part with Hulk pretending to be stupid and actually he's smart. So there were a few like little moments which are kind of funny, but most of the episode wasn't funny and also felt insulting. Like I didn't feel that it's laughing with Star Trek fans. I felt like they're laughing at Star Trek fans at some places, like in the beginning when she called him a nerd. And also that they're making Starfleet itself look stupid and the captain was totally nuts without any explanation. I was expecting to see that maybe she was possessed by that energy creature from the previous episode and that's why she's behaving strangely. That would explain it, but there was no indication of that at all, so that's disappointing. So she was basically being totally nuts and everybody on the ship are lazy apparently and they didn't want to do their jobs and they drank on the job and everyone are talking like today and that's the first scene of her intruding on the performance of Ensign Purple Hair and taking over it and then playing the guitar. That scene was so annoying. Oh my god, that was terrible. And did that supposed to make fun of how they always played classical music in Ten Forward in TNG? Always all the performances were of classical music. By the way, I think the main reason for that was probably because that way they didn't have to pay anything to use that music because it's public domain music. And if they wanted to play something more modern, they would have to pay for it. And so I'm guessing that was the main reason they did that. But it also did make the crew seem kind of high class, kind of educated, and yet in this show she's kind of kicks him out of the way and she starts playing some kind of rock music or something, and then the Klingons hear it and they don't like it. But I remember, didn't Worf request a Klingon song in one episode and it was like a terrible noisy music? So shouldn't Klingons enjoy such music? So why was that Klingon offended by it? And then he wanted to execute someone on his own bridge and the captain just allowed it. She just cut off the communication and didn't tell him that it's their fault. So again, that makes the captain look like a crazy bitch, basically. And all of Starfleet, this show is making Starfleet look terrible. And if it was done in a kind of a little bit, that would be okay. But in this episode, they're kind of totally kind of destroying the reputation of Starfleet. Like if a kid watches this, will he see any kind of positive role models? Will he see some good example? Will he get some kind of good moral lesson from all of this? No, I guess the lesson of this episode was that people should be lazy, people should be allowed to take unscheduled breaks and to do as little as possible. So is that the lesson here? So I don't get it. So I kind of hated this episode, and it just wasn't funny. There were some good references to the old Trek show, and visually it is similar to TNG. You know, even the warp effect looks like the TNG warp effect with the stars looking kind of like little rainbows, and so that's great. So visually the show is so similar to TNG, and I like that. But the stories are stupid, and the characters, half of them are extremely annoying, like the Michael Burnham character. And I actually defended her in the previous episode, but I was assuming that they wouldn't focus on that part of the show so much, and yet this episode, most of it was about that she's the bestest ever, she knows better than anyone, she's better than the first officer who's an idiot. And I actually kind of liked him because he does seem to be like a good parody of that kind of Kirk and Riker kind of characters in Star Trek. So I did kind of found him to be entertaining, but she is totally annoying. She's basically Michael Burnham 2.0. Some of her lines even sounded identical to Michael's lines from Discovery, and the fact that she basically commits mutiny every second, and she loves being in the brig. So this really reminds me of Michael from Discovery, and it's similarly annoying to that, even though here it's a more straight up comedy, but it still doesn't justify her behavior, which is extremely annoying, like especially that first scene when she again humiliated Ensign Purple Hair for no reason this time. So that makes her look really, really bad in my opinion. And I know the show is supposed to be about a lesser ship which isn't as good as the ones we saw in the previous shows. That's the whole setup, but they're going way too far with it, and it makes it annoying, and it's not a good role model for kids watching. And so who is this show for? And also the show doesn't really show us anything new at all. It's all jokes on the expense of all the stuff we saw in the previous Star Trek shows, and very little new ideas, and no exploration, and nothing new of substance, and it's just not interesting. So the show is kind of boring and not funny and annoying in many places, and so I think this is the worst episode yet. I thought episode 1 was kind of okay, episode 2 I thought was good, and this one I think is absolutely terrible, and it almost makes me regret I recommended this show after episode 2 to people. I said no, this is actually good, but episode 3 is terrible. So I don't know how the show will turn out to be. Most likely it will be less good than bad, because for now 2 episodes out of 3 were terrible and only 1 was good. So that's my ranking, that's my opinion on this episode. Let me know what you think, and we can discuss it in the comment section below, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.